a few settings, more specifically how to get this running in VR. Let me turn this down a little bit. So, first thing I need to do is share my screen. Give me a second here. Let me switch this over to my screen view. All right, so you guys can see exactly what I see. Transition over here. There we go. All right, guys. So, how do you get Star Citizen working in VR? This is the last leg of the stream here, so we'll go ahead and get started. So, as you guys can see, I'm currently in flat screen. However, if I do initiate VR mode, like putting on my headset, it automatically switches to. I'm bringing up my VR specs so you guys can see. I am connected through my Oculus Rift, and like I said, I try my Quest 2. What's my Quest 3? Oh, my Quest 3 is not there. Quest 3 as well, but I was able to get all of it working on the MetaQuest side. And first thing you are going to have to do, make sure that your PC runs VR natively, mainly any native VR game specifically. If you are a MetaQuest user and your PC does not, it will tell you here. Oh, let me bring that up again. Yeah, it will tell you at the top here where the search bar is somewhere that, hey, your PC doesn't meet the requirements for running VR. But if it does, you'd be all good to go. Most likely you've already played some VR games. But if that's the case, the next thing you have to do is go ahead and head on to ReShade. And let me open up my browser here. Hopefully I didn't leave anything crazy running. Oh, it's just my studio. Okay, we're not going to load that. Let's go to ReShade. How the hell is Tyler Perry trending? Cap lock is on. Yeah, it should be reshade.me. You are going to head here to the site. And hit the download button. That should give you the latest one, which should be 6.6.2, 6.6.2, as of October 26th. Okay, so you grab this one as of now. It's just 6.6.2. It might be a newer one or a different version when you do get here. Once you do grab that, you're all set. Once it's downloaded, you just have to click it and it opens up. And it should look something like this once you've downloaded it and open it up. So once you have ReShade ready to go, next thing you want to do, hit the browse, find your Star Citizen folder. Mine's in my program files, as you guys can see. Robert Space, Star Citizen, PTU. All right, and then you have to find the actual game icon or the game application runner, which should be in the bin64 folder. So this is it right here, Star Citizen. You want to open this or set that location to the starcitizen.exe location as well. So we'll have this, and then we'll click next. And this is an important part, guys. So remember, in order to get this working, you do need to have Vulkan running. So you would install the API, the Vulkan API, and the OpenXR as well. Click next. As you guys can see, I already have it installed. So yeah, let's go ahead and hit update. But once you do, it's going to bring up your administrative menu. Okay, that's because the game's running. Let's just go ahead and exit the game. We'll jump in a little bit here. Let's exit the game and continue the tutorial. Then I can show you guys exactly how to get everything established and running. All right, so we're still on the ReShade section. Let me go back. Go here. There we go. Set up Star Citizen as our default. And we would go ahead and hit next. I'm waiting for the game to close out here so it doesn't give me the option that it's still running and still doing all the stuff. Yeah. All right. Is it going to close today? I guess not. All right, let's force close it. All right, so it's closed now. And yeah, we'll cancel that. Give me a second here, guys. I'm going to uninstall it, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when you reinstall it. Don't worry, it wouldn't change anything. All right, so let's go back here. We'll open up ReShade, right? Open up ReShade, and you want to find the starcitizen.exe file, which should be in your bin64 folder. Should be the first folder you should. So we select that .exe. Go ahead and click next. Next, we want to add the Vulkan API along with the OpenXR. So we'll go ahead and use both of those. Bypass all of this. All right. So now we are here. This is what you're going to need once you get to this point. There's a VR toolkit, which is the number one thing that you need for this. There are some extra HDR toolkits as well. Let's see here. What was the other one I was using? And I'll explain why you need the HDR toolkit here. There was one here. If I could just find it. Oh, no, it's not the ReShade. Wait, is it the ReShade by? No, it's not this one. Let me unclick that. There was another HDR ReShade effects that we had to grab here. Give me 1 second. Don't believe it's this one. It's another one. There we go. All right, Fans Auto ReShade. Yep, it's this one. All right, you want to grab this one as well. So there we go. Get this installed. As you guys see. So we got these installed. Next, we virtual desktop is far superior. Oh, are you sure about that? I wouldn't make that statement and say virtual desktop is far superior. This is without virtual desktop. You do not need to install virtual desktop or have virtual desktop running. The main reason I want to show you guys this way is to have less things running in the back. The less things you have running in the back, the more smooth your frame rate and FPS and all that stuff would be. So we have ReShade installed. That was the first step. Next thing we want to do is open up our Star Citizen folder. And this is where the little instruction that I left for you guys at the bottom there. This is where it comes into effect. So ignore this. This is just the file that we need. So once you enter into your main Star Citizen folder, as you guys can see, this is only available in the PTU. It's going to go to live, but right now it's only available in the PTU. You are going to want to create a new notepad file called user.cfg, and it's going to look something like this in it. But this is how you create it, okay? Let's delete this. Actually, I'll copy all of this. And I'm doing this for the absolute beginners, guys. For those who don't even understand how to use stuff like this. So you open up Notepad, you know, empty file, basically. Let's go ahead and delete this as well. Open up Notepad, an empty, completely empty file, and you're going to paste these. I have these listed in the description, so you can go ahead and grab it if you need. But go ahead and paste this in your Notepad section here, and you want to hit Control-Shift-S. That should save it, and you want to save this into your main folder, the main PTU folder for this instance, and you want to name this user, and this is going to be a .cfg file. For this to work, you would have to switch this from text file to all. There we go. And then leave this as CFG. And then we'll go ahead and save this. So now let's close out of this. Now we have your user file, user CFG file here. So running over all of this, the OpenXR-42, these are all extra. This is to activate the VR mode. or the VR advanced VR settings within it. This is to enable debugging for your stereoscopic view, and this is what enables a stereoscopic mode, which is VR mode. For this to be set to 1, that's optional. That's up to you. You could switch this out if you get into VR, and or if you get into the main menu, you want to switch it as well. But this doesn't have to be 1. It could be 1 or 0. If you're someone who initially starts the game in VR, then set it to 1. So every time you do launch the game, it launches directly in VR mode. And it would already launch in stereoscopic mode as well. And let's see here. So we have all this saved and we have all this set. Yeah, and we're all set. That's about it, guys. Don't forget, you need to have your direct dimensions. I would stress that just get as large of a dimension as you could get, as much as your monitor would allow you. For me, I'm using a 4K monitor, so I'm allowed to go all the way up to like 30, what is it, 36 something or 32 something by 2160 or something, the 4K resolution. For me, however, I wanted to get a more comfortable VR experience, so I did lower it down a little bit. So yeah, right now everything should be set. You wouldn't even have to have your headset on. It should launch. So let's go ahead and launch the game, and we'll see it launch here in VR mode. Oh, these are the screenshots from today, guys. I'm going to put these up later. Might have to try to make a nice little screenshot thumbnail, I should say, for my my vehicle, my my vehicle, for my stream here. But yeah, I'll post these up on the Star Citizen hub page, community hub page later. Is this 4K? Wow, it's kind of blurry. Yeah, it's kind of blurry for a 4K screenshot. Yeah. All right, I think we're back in here. There we go. Look at that, guys. And we're in. So when you start off the game, it's gonna look just like this, flat screen to you. First thing you're gonna want to do, just open up ReShade here. You don't have to necessarily go through the tutorial, but make sure you have some of these settings available to help you. I use the HDR and HDR Bloom, as I was gonna explain to you guys. Oh, and here's the VR2 kit as well. So the HDR and HDR Bloom basically helps you whenever you're viewing stuff in VR. Whenever you don't have that on, you're going to have issues viewing stuff on the panels or on the kiosks or anything that's brightly lit in the background. You wouldn't be able to see it because it would be, the text would be extremely small, but the lighting would be kind of far superior than the text, so it would overwhelm it to the point where you wouldn't be able to see it at all. But with that being said, guys, you guys would be all set for VR here. In this instance, let's actually let's go back to the let's exit the Ring Commander for now, and let's go back to the main game here, and I'll show you guys. So right now I don't have my headset on, but the moment I do, it's gonna automatically switch to VR mode for me, and I'll show you guys why. I did do a little bit of explanation at the beginning of the stream to let you guys know that there is a auto switch mode, but I'll still go through right now and show you guys, since everything is already established and set for you guys. But yeah, Quest 2, Quest 3 users, you do not have to use virtual desktop for this, guys. That's going to hammer your system, and if you don't have a beefy system, or anything from a 4060 upwards, or even like a 3060 upwards, you will struggle, especially in VR. So don't get into the virtual desktop. The main reason they made this is for you guys to not use side loading apps like that. So for now, we'll stick to the main native VR, as that is going to give us the best quality for everything. All right, so we're done with our main screen here. Let me switch back and close this first of all. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and switch back here to our main view. That way we get a good view of everything. There we go. Okay, so we're loading in right now. Let me grab my headset here and I'll show you guys what I mean. I think we're about to, yeah, we're about to load in. All right, look at that. So I'm going to initiate my headset. I'm not going to put it on. I'm just going to initiate the, there we go, mode here so it reads it. All right, so now look at that. Just like that, guys. It's all set. As you guys saw, I uninstalled everything and basically reinstalled it right now and got it all working. So wow, yeah guys, it's that easy. A few hoops to jump through, to be honest, but all in all, you could even I just said something. You could even use your controller with this. So let me move this off out of the way here. Okay, so that was how to get it set up in VR. Alright, let's go to some best practices, guys. If once you have all this set up in VR, you have all your settings, your monitor resolution, everything established. The main thing you want to look over, just to tweak with like your menu distance, your clarity, and all that sort, would be all in the comms, the VORP and head tracking menu, as you guys can see. So let's go through a few of these. As I stated, the settings that I listed when I made the user.cfg files initially starts the game in VR mode. It makes it automatic VR mode. But once I got over here, I disabled that. So it's going to pull from here and let us know that to start the game in regular mode before we switch over to VR mode. And the way I set mine up is that both of these are disabled. However, the automatic switch is enabled. So all I have to do is, even if I start the game without initially starting it in VR mode, all I have to do is just plug in my headset and, you know, make sure my headset, the Oculus software is running, and basically just wear my headset. Kind of like you were playing a PC VR game on your Quest 2 or Quest 3. And that should just shoot you right into the game here in VR. All right, the rest of these, as you guys saw earlier, this is to set the settings for your headset here. So if we have both eyes, this is mainly for us, for those of us who stream, who stream here. If you and I was hoping a set of course I would actually work on this as well. So this is both eyes, guys. As you can see, we have it on both, and let's go through and switch it to 1. This is why I set it to fill, because if you set it to 1, it is going to work a lot better, but it's going to be a bit narrow, and you won't be able to see. So if you set it to fill, it gets a combination of both your left and your right eye, and it merges it into 1, and it takes care of the middle section for you. It, when I say it fills in the middle section for you. All right, let's see. What else do we go over here? This is for this menu, I'm guessing, but this is in VR when you're wearing your headset. Initially, when I started the stream, I wanted to do a direct view from my Oculus Mirror app. However, that did take up some CPU and GPU usage, so I just revamped everything and basically just scaled down from 4K to a little bit under 4K. I'm going to say 1440p at this point, but I was still able to get you guys the best quality in VR here. I'm not sure if you guys are going to see any other quality VR, 4K quality VR out there on the market, but that's how you get the game running in VR, the fastest and the best way. And with this way, you don't have to change any other additional settings. If you got tired of playing it in VR, just take off the headset, charge it. You know, for those of you who run out of batteries as well, take off headset, charge it for a bit. While it's charging, you can jump back into the game and flat screen here and work your magic. All right, guys. I hope this was very informative for you, guys. Let me say for you guys. Hope this was very informative to you guys. I really try to help out the VR community as best as I can, especially with, you know, VR games. Now we have to call this game a VR game, especially with new VR games like this. But yeah, guys, this has been Second VR. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. Man, it's been a long stream. One of our longest by far this year. Of course, this is the first VR stream, so we had to ring it out and make sure everything is fleshed out and working as best as possible. I do know there's another update heading to the verse here tomorrow, so hang tight. Like I stated, I will be doing another stream, maybe a little bit better stream. But for today, this was an impromptu stream, and I hope I was able to get through everything. If I missed anything in the tutorial, if you guys are having any extra issues, guys, I do always stress, do let me know in the comments. I will help you as best as I can, but you do have to let me know. Chances are I've come across that bug or I've come across that scenario, and I'll give you my best way to address it or to approach it, in hopes that you use whatever knowledge that you do have as well to get through it, you know. But all in all, VR is here for everyone who has a headset, who's willing to upgrade your system. If you, I know for a lot of people they are going to have to get their system upgraded here just to get VR working. But for those of you who do have VR, PC VR specifically working, this is absolutely something that you could jump into here. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you guys the salutes. Nope, that's not it. Oh man, I cannot spell right now. All right, let's do this again. Forgot the A there. There it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining me. Do not forget to hit that like button, guys. This has been an amazing stream.